Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of the Crafty Challenge. I am your host, Tyrona. Um, I just wanted to come in because, I haven't been here in a while. I hope everyone is doing well and, enjoying 2022, which is almost gone. Can't believe it, but, time has gone by so fast. But yeah, just wanted to come in and try to get back into my videos. Before I do that, let me go ahead and give you guys an update on what's been going on with me. Um, if you don't know, or if I haven't mentioned, I became a grandmother. My grandbaby was born actually about 7 weeks early, so she's a preemie. She's actually in the hospital. She's in the NIC unit. She's doing pretty well from now, from the time she was born into now, which has been about 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks. She's doing pretty well. We're trying to get her oxygen under control where she's able to truly breathe on her own without the assistance of the oxygen. But she's doing pretty well. My daughter's doing pretty well as well. So, that's the reason why I've been missing. Family comes first. So, yeah. But other than that, I'm back. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to make some 4.25 by 5.25. I am stumbling all over my words. And you guys, this video is going to be raw and uncut. So you're going to see all my mistakes, everything. So that's the only way that we all really can truly learn, even by making mistakes, But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it again. We're going to do some notepads. We're going to do 4.25 by 5.5 size notepads. And I'm using Canva. I'm using the free version of Canva. So I'm actually using the desktop version of Canva, which I really don't care too much for right now because there's certain things on here that I'm missing that I actually get inside of the web version of Canva. But hey, it's going to work out for us. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a new document. I'm going to use custom size. I'm going to go into it with a 8.5 by 11, which allows me to get 4 notepads, 4 different designs, or 4 pages of the same design, whichever way you want to look at it. So I'm going to start off with my ruler. I'm going to center this, and then I'm going to bring the one from the top ruler down and center that as well. That gives me my 4 sections right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go to elements. I'm going to go down to the grids. I'm going to use a grid. I'm going to put that in place. I'm going to shrink that so that way it fits up into this 4.25 by 5.5 section. And if you want, you can duplicate this. Let's see if it works. That seems to be one of my things that does not work all that well, is a duplication. There we go. All right. So you can do it whatever way you want, and that's just that. So we're going to start off with, let's see, we're going to go to, I'm going to make one with a background. We're going to I'm going to use 4 different layouts. Okay, so I'm going to go to my upload so I can get myself a background. And then I'm going to just sit it on there. Let's see. I'm going to go back to elements. And I'm just going to get a square. And you can use square. You can use the square with the rounded edges. It all depends on what you really want to do about, what you want to do for your actual notepad, the writing part. All right, so I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to stretch it to fit almost over the whole design. And as you can see, as I'm moving it around, you see the cross. It lets me know that it is centered and inside of this frame. I'm going to change that color to a white. Okay. And then I'm going to add an image, one of my uploads. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to shorten this up so that way it doesn't show down here on this one. Okay. I'm also going to shrink her, so I'm going to pull her back down. I'm going to pull her back down a little bit, and then I'm going to put her over here, but I am also going to shrink her so that she fits just a little bit better in this section. Now what I am going to do as well is I'm going to bring her down to about, let's see what 50 looks like. I still want to be able to write on the notepad, and I want to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to try to make it where you can still see the image pretty well. Okay, so that looks about right to me. All right, so you can write something in there if you want. It's your choice. Okay, so let's see. I just slid her into this image, into that frame, and the frame basically just filled her out for me. So, okay, I'm gonna leave that. I'm going to make her transparent again, and I'm going to drop it down to, I'm gonna drop her down to about 35 to make sure that once, if you start writing on it, you can actually see what's being written. So I'm gonna drop that there. And then I'm going to, okay, let's see. I need another box. So I'm going to duplicate this one if it allows me to. There we go. I'm going to duplicate, and then I'm going to put this one here. And then I'm going to just drop something, drop an image in that one. And then if I double click once again, I'm able to move it around the way I would like. If I want to do more of the hat or, you know, whatever, I'm just going to leave it right here. I want to be able to see her top part, like her hat, but I also want to be able to see the purse with the money in it. So, okay. All right, so then I want to, let's see, I want to think about something for Christmas. So, okay, let's go with elements. Okay, this is a tree that I wanted to use. I want to put the tree here. Bring it down, but I want to turn this tree green. Let's see, like a darker color green. Okay. And actually, I'm going to put the tree here. And then I'm going to pull this over to close off the tree from my other image. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of my girls again. I'm going to go back and get one of the, as soon as I start focusing. Okay, I'm going to go back to my uploads. I'm going to pull up one of my girls. And then I'm going to shrink her so that she fits in here. I'm also going to, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of these, and then I'm going to hit transparent. I'm going to drop these down to 35. Again, I still want to be able to see it when it's written on. Okay, so let's go back to some letters. Okay, so I'm going to type this one. I'm going to use this one, and I am going to say Christmas is in the bag. I'm also going to put this here, and then I'm going to shrink it. All right. Now, as you can see, these words, this verbiage has 2 additional sections. I'm going to ungroup this, and I don't need, actually it had 4. I don't need these additionals, so I'm going to delete those. Now, you can at any point just go in and just click and add text, add a text box and type it. Okay, so I might want to go ahead and do that because I might want to change up the words, the letters, the font. Okay, I am going to shrink this to make this a little closer, make the words a little closer together, the spacing closer together. Okay. Change this to a 20. I'm going to increase so that way I can see what I'm doing. And as you can see, once I increased, it's not on the line, but I want it on the line, so I'm going to move the tree over. Okay, so I am going to highlight these. I am going to make them transparent. Take this down to, let's do 40. No, I'm going to take this down to 35 as well. Okay. Now I can change the letter colors or whatever it is that I want to do, but hey, let's see what it looks like when we go to the font and just change out the font to something else. Let's see. Now again, I am working with the free version of Canva, so there's some fonts in here that you may see with the crown, and these are for, this is for Canva Pro. Okay, so if I do that, I need to space out the words just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that, and let's see, I'm going to back this out. I highlighted the tree, and I want to push that to the back. Not that it really matters because this right here, they're both transparent, so you're going to see it regardless. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else I want to do with this. Okay, for her, let's see. Let's put some, let's find something to put there. Okay. Let's take the brunch. We're going to shrink this. Okay, so instead of brunch, I'm going to put it as coffee. Okay, I'm going to increase. I'm just going to change this out to say coffee. Okay, and we're going to leave this to say .com, so it's going to be coffee.com. I want to take this off. Okay, so I think I'm, yeah. Now I'll put it back. So I'm going to say coffee life.com. So this is I'm going to change this to coffee life. Nah, I'll leave it the way it was. That's when that's when it comes down to you're like, yeah, you're doing too much. And for the sake of the video, I'm just going to leave it as coffee. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back and we're going to see what we have. All right, so here we just have some simple designs. Now, with any of these, you can add lines. So we're going to add lines to this one and this one. I'm going to add some lines to these two. Let's see. So we're going to go to elements again. We're going to click on lines. And here's my line here. Okay, and for this size, I realized that I don't like thick lines. So I'm going to make my line down to a 1. And for this size pad, I've noticed that if I make about 15 lines, that will separate just perfect for being able to write and have enough space for your line or enough space for your writing. I noticed that that works better when it's like that. So I'm going to put 15 lines on here. I'm going to duplicate. Okay, so then I'm going to take my bottom line and I'm going to move it over and try to put it in place where it can fit and not so, not too close to the bottom, but also not too close to the top. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull it back out, but I'm going to lock this image in place so that way when I highlight and start moving with things, it doesn't move anything that I don't need it to move. Okay, so I'm going to hit position, and I'm going to align first to the left to put them all in order. And then I'm going to hit position again, and I'm going to hit vertical. So that way it spaces my lines out the way I need it to. Okay, so then I'm going to highlight these again. I'm going to group this. I'm going to duplicate it because I want to move these down to this one over here. And as you see, I'm not going to use all of these. I am going to remove about 3, I think. Let's see. Didn't want to do that. I'm going to hit undo. Let's see if I move these down. Okay. I am going to unlock this area. I'm going to ungroup it real quick so that way I can move this little section up just a tad. Okay. All right, so you now have some writing lines, whatever. If you want, you can add some boxes or some circle to make this a checklist. Let's see. We're going to go back to lines and shapes. We're going to find one. Okay, let's see. We're going to use this. We are going to shrink it. Put it in place. Again, we're going to shrink it just a little bit more, just so that it's a little checkbox. You know, not anything special about it. It's a little checkbox. I am going to increase so that way I can get this in here the way I want it to be in here, a little better, evenly spaced. Okay, I am going to change the color of this as well, and I am going to make this black. Then I'm going to duplicate this, and I need 15. You don't have to put it in there any particular way. Because we're going to use our tool to be able to space it the way we want it to be spaced. Okay, so you just need to make sure that your top and your bottom is spaced the way you need them to be spaced before you start. Okay, I don't want it that. So I'm going to increase, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out. I am going to highlight each one of these squares or these circles. Okay, I'm going to go back to position. I'm going to hit vertical to get them lined up the way I need them to. So now this has become a list. Now, if you want, you can leave it on there like that, or because I can't pull it over, I have to do one by one, which is ungrouping. And we're going to move it over. Didn't mean to do that, so we're going to undo. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's going on with this and why it's not allowing me to bring this across evenly. Okay, so increasing it helped out. Okay, so again, I'm using the desktop version. Doesn't work the way I want it to work, but I don't have to go online and do what I need to do by using it this way. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just keep pulling this down. I'm almost done. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it out again. And there you have it. We've created 4 different designs that you can use. All right, so I'm going to make a part 2 for this video, which is showing you how to combine these notepads together and glue them to make a completed notepad. All right, thank you so very much for joining. If you like this video, please if you like this video, please like. If you are not part of the family, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that way you're notified anytime that we have any new videos. And hey, see you later.